is Natalie Fields with my video strategy 2 for this class, and today the lesson that I'm going to be using is based on an anthropology study by Horace Minor, and I found it in my undergraduate anthropology class, but I'm sure and I know that the article has been in a lot of other places, and the study is actually called The Body Ritual Among the Nosarema. And I think this study would be good to use. For me, it's in an English language arts class, but it could also be used in social studies with a topic or a unit on diversity or on different rituals or cultures around the world. And so it's about a 3-4 page long article. And for this, and along with this, I would be using the double entry strategy. I developed a worksheet for it with my specific questions, which I'll attach to this. But the double entry strategy that I'm using is, it just says a quote from Nosarema for students to decide what quote stands out to them or something that catches their attention. And then the second column of the double entry strategy is the question or thought that the student has based on that. So the very first thing I would have students do, and we might even would read as a class, I think they should probably read on their own the first time through and read along through the article, which I'm not going to do today. And as they were doing that, I would have them either complete the worksheet or something very similar to this in their reader's journal. And the example that I used that I would share with the class before they began is one of the things that stands out to me from page 6 of this book on the second page of the article is that the Nosarema believe the human body is ugly and that its natural tendency is to debility and disease. And the question or thought that I have when I hear that is, why would they think the human body is so ugly? And then also to look up the word debility to make sure I understand the meaning of that. And hopefully students would understand from my example what they would have. In the worksheet I developed, I have that they all have to complete at least 5 quotes that stand out to them with their questions and thoughts. So I would have them read through the article and find at least 5 quotes and develop 5 thoughts from that. And then as a class, I think they should be broken up into groups since they would be prepared to talk about things and talk with each other the quotes and the questions or thoughts that they had within their small groups. It's always a great idea. That's one of the reasons I really liked the double strategy, and that was from the Tavani, Chris Tavani book, and chapter 6, I believe. I really like that because it helps them not only develop their own thoughts and understanding, but if they were to discuss something because they have thought on their own and found things that really stand out to them, then they'd be more prepared for group discussion and class discussion as well. So I really like that strategy. Now the reason I chose this, which I will say, is because after the end of it, it goes through this whole discussion of the body ritual among the Nosarema and says all kinds of strange things and things that seem really strange that the Nosarema people do. But then in the end, you realize that it's actually talking about the American people and that it's just saying it from like an outside perspective. So Nosarema is actually American spelled backwards. And that is how the anthropologist designed it, so that you would think you're reading about a tribal people or a different kind of people, but then afterwards, after you see it, you realize that it's the Americans he's talking about and how our culture would look on the outside to other people looking in. And he's actually an American cultural anthropologist, so he has studied American life and American people. And I think it'd be good for students to learn a little bit more about him too afterwards. But it's a great way to start a lesson on diversity or to start learning about maybe world literature or something, because people would realize that looking in, our culture is strange too, and that everyone's different and has their own ways of doing things. So that is my lesson that I developed, and I definitely think the double entry strategy would be great for that along with other readings, and I hope that was helpful. Thank you.